Alright, here we are after sandblasting the seat assembly, and I got to looking in, and if you look closely where my finger is there's a crack in this little skirt that goes kind of between your battery box and the actual heavy frame, and it's a real thin sheet metal. I've already knocked it loose using a hammer and a very thin chisel. It's only spot welded in maybe a half a dozen places across the whole piece. Just decided I was going to remove this and actually make a new one. You can see multiple places where there's actual cracks. Trying to repair that metal, especially if it's been rust pitted, is nearly impossible unless you are a mind-bending tin bender, so to speak. So, found a piece of actually some sheet metal that you would use to build a shed. It can be probably pretty thin, 18, 20 gauge, something like that. Maybe this may even be 22 gauge metal. But really all it has to do is have just a sort of little flange on the edge, not a flange but a bend to make it more rigid and stiff. So we're going to trace this out all around the edge. We're going to cut it out, weld it into place on the back side of the frame using a MIG welder, and making sure to tack it in the corners, so on and so forth. The one for the back is actually in really much better shape, and we're just going to be able to leave it alone. So definitely some things to address, to take care of before you paint, but it's not very hard to do, and it's just little detail things that if you want to do it, now is certainly the time when you're rebuilding your float ride.